You're making it very difficult to leave. You know that, don't you?
Difficult? I was trying to make it impossible.
I'm not looking forward to this trip any more than you are.
Oh, come on. You love schmoozing.
It has nothing to do with schmoozing. It has to do with damage control.
After the showdown.
Which I'm very disappointed that I agreed to.
But Forrester won.
Look, just having Spectra on the same runway as us gives them a credibility. Makes them seem like more of a viable competitor, and they are not.
So you miscalculated a little bit.
No, I got soft is what I did. I was missing Thorne. I was feeling sorry for him. The same mistakes my parents made. Well, I got news for you. I'm not making that mistake again.
So you're going on the warpath, huh? Well, how are you going to do that when I've got you right here?
Good point. Good point. I guess the only thing left to do is... I'm not resting on my laurels anymore, Logan. Not until I know that Forrester's on top. Sometimes I wonder why I try so damn hard, though.
Nice colors. They look very dress-like to me. Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much.
That was the managers asking about the previews, right?
Help me with something. How do we get a 500,000-ton tanker through the Malacca Straits and nobody blinks, but you walk a few dresses down the stage and people go nuts?
That's the wonderful word of fashion. Let me ask you something. What is going on with me hearing Spectra almost besting Forrester? What's that about?
Well, almost is the key word. It says here that they were surprising potential. Who wrote this? Jarrett something.
Jared Maxwell?
Yeah, that's a name.
He's a tough critic, Nick. If he says that Spectra's got the goods, then I would believe him.
Well, they had a little unexpected support from Eric Forrester.
What do you think that's all about?
I guess he liked what he saw.
And what about you? You like it? Do you want to carry the line?
Yes, I'm still holding.
They like us. Thorne, they really like us.
And everybody said that we were going to fall on our face.
Yeah, and you didn't, honey. You really pulled it off.
Well, that's no surprise. The gowns were brilliant.
What? You thought we were nuts for challenging Forrester.
I was just playing devil's advocate, sweetheart.
You're right.
All right, that's fine. I'll have to get back to you later. Fine. Goodbye. So what's happening now, dear? Are you eating a little crow for breakfast?
It's very tasty crow today. What are you doing on the phone?
I was just renegotiating a little deal for myself on a brand new Jaguar.
Oh, don't you think that's a little premature?
Why? The genie's already out of the bottle. It's just a matter of time before the orders start rolling in.
Well, we did catch the eye of at least one high-powered fashion executive.
What did Nick think?
He was impressed. I actually think we have a shot at his business.
Yes. We're gonna need that account.
Don't worry, Prez. Once Nick and his mother Jackie get a load of the glowing reviews, it's a done deal.
Oh, well, I don't know. Are there any of these magazines left? You didn't buy them all up, did you?
No, I did manage to restrain myself and leave a few of them on the shelves. But I mean, look at this. Usually Spectra Fashions has been reduced to being an also-ran in the best knockoff list. Now we're on the cover.
Well, that's not going to be the last either, Sally. There are plenty covers in our future.
Thanks to your vision, Mr. Prez, we are going to be raking in major profits and major publicity.
And something more important, the respect of all of the high-powered players in this business. Starting with your father. Need any help?
No, thanks. I'm almost finished here.
I meant with whatever's bothering you. What's the matter?
I'm leaving my wife and kids to go take care of this nonsense. That's what's the matter.
I think there's more to it than that. Are you upset with your parents?
My parents?
You said you thought they were being too soft on Thorne.
Well, that's not their fault. They've been inundated the last while with a bunch of guilt from Thorne for all the crimes they committed while we were kids. Apparently the worst offense was loving me.
I don't think that's what Thorne was trying to say.
Are you kidding? That's all he's been talking about lately. Ridge is not really your son, he keeps telling Dad. Like, what's that supposed to say to Dad? That he's not supposed to love me as much as Thorne? He's not supposed to choose me over Thorne ever? The whole thing's totally ridiculous.
So you want your parents to set him straight?
Well, instead, Dad's coddling him. I mean, to the point that...
To the point that what?
After he congratulated Thorne yesterday, with Mother standing right next to him, he tells Thorne, "You're our only son." Can you believe that?
The Spectra line. I don't know. This isn't my expertise. My mother should be making these decisions, and I can't get her interested.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You know, I'd just be happy if we get her in the house. I'm trying to do everything I can.
She's afraid of losing the old man. And between you and me, I'm afraid we're losing her.
I know what you mean. Hey, listen, you know, and as far as this business thing goes, ignore the dresses. That's not what it's about.
What's it about then?
It's like any other business. It's about people. You decide who you want to work with, who you can count on, and most importantly, you decide who's going to come out on top. And that's who you hitch your wagon to.
That was a glorious moment for you, wasn't it, Thorne? Eric Forrester, the king of the LA fashion scene, giving you his personal congratulations right there in front of the cameras. Boy, oh boy, talk about a photo op.
Yeah, well, it's nothing compared to what happened after.
Honey,
Really? What happened? What happened after?
I met it with Dad again. We had a talk.
Oh, a little bit of an understatement, don't you think?
He's proud of what I've accomplished, okay? Of what we all have accomplished.
He said that on the runaway.
Yeah, I mean, there had to be a lot more going on in that little talk of yours to get Darla all verklempt, for one thing. Come on, out with it. What did he say?
Eric called Thorne his only son.
His and Mother's only son. He didn't leave Rick out of the picture.
You must have heard him wrong.
Practically had a front row seat.
But for him to say something like that.
Well, technically, he's right. You know, I'm not his son. But you don't have to get out the violins. It was just a little jarring to actually hear him say it. Because I'm always going to consider him my dad.
Well, he is your father. In every way that counts. And he'd be the first person to tell you that.
But what's it telling Thorne, though? No, it doesn't matter. Just one more example of them being played by Thorne and falling into this whole martyr thing he's doing. I mean, they'll say and do anything to get him to feel better, you know, no matter how it impacts the company.
Or how it impacts you.
Oh, I'll be all right. He's the one they're going to hurt. They're making it seem like if you throw a big pity party, you'll get exactly what you want in life. Well, life isn't like that, and he's going to find that out pretty soon, isn't he?
Yes, he will. But in the meantime, you really should talk to your dad.
Well, let's not make a bigger thing out of this than we need to. It's just hard to hear, that's all, but I'll get through it. I'll tell you, though, what I am worried about. Thomas.
Right. The last time you went out of town.
He, hops into bed with Amber. And I know why you didn't tell me then, but I need you to now be totally straight with me and tell me exactly what's going on, all the progress, okay? Especially with Mother's little plan to split them up. You call me anytime, day or night, okay?
Okay. But what if I want to call you just to say I love you?
Anytime, day or night.
Well, in that case, I love you.
And I Love you too, Logan.
Well, that's an interesting perspective.
Well, unfortunately, it's not mine. A guy named Darwin said it. But it also applies to the fashion business, Nick. You know, survival of the fittest, friends of the fittest.
I like Darwin. Except the dog-eat-dog world is haute couture, huh?
Come on, man. Your mom must have told you some stories.
Well, I'm not really sure I listened. She used to just light up when she talked about her work.
We'll get her there again.
I was thinking of stopping by tonight, maybe getting her out for a bite to eat.
I think it's a great idea. And, you know, listen, anything I can do to nudge her in the right direction, just let me know, okay?
Thank you.
I like your mom, Nick. She's been through a lot. I feel for her.
She appreciates everything you've done. So do I.
Let's go.
I gotta take this. Thanks again.
Yep.
Yeah. No. I need the numbers on Costa Rica.
I wonder if you're gonna feel the same way when I'm your stepdaddy.
Right. We gotta keep the heat up on them down there.
Thorne, what's the big secret? Why won't you tell us what your father had to say?
It's no secret, Sal. It was a personal conversation.
Personal, not professional. He's not trying to lure you back to Forrester.
No, and I wouldn't go if he was.
Oh, thank God. I mean, sorry. I know you really want to work things out with your family, but I really need this gig.
We all need this gig, Amber. We all do. You know, looking around this room, everyone in here fought like hell just to get to this point, just to stay in the game. The almighty Ridge said we didn't have a shot. Even people who knew better took him seriously. He said we were crazy to even try, and maybe on our own we would have been. But together, we proved him wrong, didn't we? And now people are taking us seriously because they've seen what we can do and they loved it. We're not Forrester Creations yet, but we certainly have arrived. It's like Sally said, that genie has come out of the bottle and there's no way to cram her back in. Is there?
Yeah, that's great.
Send him in.
Nick?
Forrester?
Strange seeing you in Massimo's office.
Strange being here.
That's one of the reasons I came by.
There's no change.
I know. I talked to the nurse. I just wanted to give you a heads up that I'm going to be going out of town for a few weeks on business.
Well, I'll make sure you're notified if anything happens.
I appreciate that.
So you said you came by for 2 reasons.
Yeah.
Okay. I can only assume the other one might be business. Become a very popular guy recently.
Jackie's not going to be reviewing the spring lines?
She's not up to it. I'll be doing that.
You?
Yeah.
What about my sister?
She's gonna help. Your wife's helped.
And all the writers of Iron Fashion, too?
Oh. Well, never can have enough information.
Nick, don't get too caught up in all the hype of this. Labels come and go on a weekly basis. You know, today's media darling is in tomorrow's bargain bin. A high-end boutique like Jackie M should not invest in a flash in the pan.
Spectra? Oh, come on, Forrester. I'm a little new to this, but you're worried that I'm gonna like them more than you?
No. I figure with all the research you've been doing, you figured out that you need us. That a lot of the Forrester lines are a big part of your revenue, aren't they?
Yep.
But I also want you to know that we don't need you. It's a big account, but I think we could survive without it if we had to.
That's if we choose not to buy your line.
Actually, if we choose not to sell to you.
Is that a threat?
Just information, Nick. can't have enough information.
Well, here I thought I was going to be wined and dined. Instead, I'm being threatened by the fashion mafia.
Threatened? No, Nick. I'm just giving you good advice here.
Let's have it.
I strongly suggest you review the terms of your agreement with Forrester Creations.
And when I do, what am I going to find?
You have an obligation to present us in a good light, in the proper environment.
No. A Spectra-free environment. Isn't that what you're really saying here? If we deal with them, you walk? Come on, Forrester. You really that bitter over your brother taking the limelight from you?
No, I know you've been talking to my sister.
Well, it seems pretty obvious to me.
This isn't personal, Nick. This is business. I have an obligation to protect the Forrester brand name.
Is it really going to matter if we sell a couple of their dresses?
Look, Spectra had a good showing yesterday for Spectra. But they're still not up to the quality of, say, an Armani or Herrera or...
Forrester.
Nick, I just want to make sure that the public and the industry doesn't lump us together with mediocrity.
Right. Seems to me like the industry's pretty happy with these guys.
Like I said, today's media darling.
Yeah, I got it. I'm just trying to figure out what the real problem is here. Is it the fact that you think that they can't compete with you? Or is the problem that they really can compete with you?
I couldn't be more proud of what we've accomplished here. And I'm not talking about the work we've done. I'm talking about family, the family we're building. You guys have any idea what you've done for my life?
Yeah. Because you've done it for ours.
This room is filled with people who have been given a second chance.
Hey, we got our self-respect back. And we've got a brilliant future ahead of us.
And I've got a brand new Jaguar.
That's right, baby.
And I got my father back.
Yes!
And I'm so happy I could kiss you all. Come here. You and you.
That for saving me from a lifetime of knockoffs.
All right, that's enough celebrating. Let's get rolling, okay? The orders are going to be pouring in here. Let's get production moving.
All right.
All right, everybody, you listen to our president. He's absolutely right. The party is over. It's time to get back to work. Chop, chop. And that goes for you too, Mrs. Forrester.
Oh, just a minute, Sal. I have to congratulate my talented and gorgeous husband here. You did it. You did it, honey. And nobody is ever gonna stand in your way again.
Maybe you missed it in all the hoopla, but Forrester won that little showdown decisively.
I don't know, Forrester. I saw it with my own eyes. Your head designer congratulated the other side.
Well, that was a little help to Thorne's ego. Dad really can't be objective here.
But you can.
Bottom line is, a couple of decent designs, no matter how good they were, doesn't begin to put them in the same league as Forrester Creations. Now, we've been around for decades. We wrote the book on fashion. What have they done? They tagged couture onto the end of their name. That doesn't cut it for me, Nick. It certainly won't cut it for Jackie M.
Look, Forrester, we both know this is new to me. But whether it's boats or buttons, I don't care for ultimatums.
I certainly don't like having to give them. But Jackie M cannot afford to lose Forrester, Nick. You're a smart guy. You'll do the right thing. For your business and for mine. Don't carry Spectra.